Hello and welcome to a fresh new season of Random Musings. Before we start this season, just a mad shout out and thank you so much to all of you who've made Random Musings one of the most heard podcasts across platforms which have come out from Indian comedy. So thankful to 36 guests so far. We've done 12 episodes per season. And if you guys haven't heard or listened to the previous episodes, go and check them out on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, everywhere, Amazon Music. We've had some amazing conversation with so many different lovely guests, and it's time to start a new season. We've done a season every year, I think. So this is this year's new season, and this is season premiere. And who better to call than today's guest? It's one of the first comics I ever saw live. I think back in the day when I was very far off from this world of comedy, I'd gone to watch a show in Canvas in Lower Parel, Mumbai, and I saw him, and I've been a fan since then. And of course, since then we've become friends. You've seen him on Quizzing, you've seen him on Random Live, you've seen me on Relationship Advice, and a bunch of things that we do. But outside our work, I think one of the people I admire the most from his love for life, love for dogs, love for comedy, love for everything that gives us joy. And so our season premiere is happening with Ronak Rajani. Ronak,
Hey, how's it going,
welcome.
Kiwi?
Welcome. I am grateful. Season premiere is always special. We had some of our best episodes, and like it's that Shagan ka thing, no? Like new season with
Really?
new nice guest. Beautiful.
Really? Putting a
Yeah.
lot of pressure on me, bro.
No. No pressure. Ronak, there are a few things that I want to talk to you about, but since I talked about dogs, I just want to quickly start like this is one thing that I think I really connect with you in general.
Right.
Did how did like is there was there a moment? Because for me, I grew up
Uh,
being scared of dogs. I was one of those guys.
right,
Like
right,
there
right.
would be because of some one or two incidents. For example, one day I was coming back from my tuition on a cycle, and there was a dog
Uh-huh.
that chased me. That like,
Huh.
oh my God, I was so scared. I was one of those
Uh,
annoying friends who would go with friends with pets, and I would be like, please thoda dur rakho na, please. That guy, like I'll sit on the dining table with my feet up saying, liquor, like that guy. From that guy to somebody who prioritizes my dog over literally everything in life. And all my close friends understand this. Like the moment they say ki, Are milne aaja, and I'm like, Are aake liye? Done. There's no question after that.
correct,
For
correct.
you, how was this journey of like your love for dogs in general and
Bro, first of all, मैं भी थोड़ा ऐसे डरता था. एंड डू यू नाउ फील लाइक वो जो गेस्ट आके डरता है तेरे डॉग से, तो लाइक तो जान व्हाट द फक इज योर प्रॉब्लम, बदतमीज, ये मेरा बच्चा है. Just abusing this guy who you used to be at some point.
yeah, yeah.
uh, so I'll tell you, basically I'll tell you, I mean, my dogs and all these stray dogs that my wife and I look after, a big part of, I actually, like I think 50% of my priorities in life. Like to the extent that like, and then I have like couples our age are like saving up for like a house and all. First, we have actually got a fund where we're trying to save up to buy like a safe haven type of land to put all our stray dogs in, like a
Hmm.
farmhouse or shit.
Hmm.
Uh, so bhai, basically, I'll tell you how it started. When when Hannah and I were dating, she wanted to get a dog. Okay,
Hmm.
and Hannah was very scared of dogs. I wasn't like afraid,
Hmm.
but like I would look after some here and there stray dogs if I saw them. Like when I was 9, मेरे बचपन के बिल्डिंग के बाहर एक बेचारा कुत्ता बैठता था, फीमेल डॉग, एंड माय सिस्टर was like इसको, which now as people who have pets who know that पूरा बोल दूध is not a good enough meal, right? But we were like, इसको दूध और पार्ले जी दे सकते हैं, and my older sister was like, इसको देते हैं. And my sister had named her Ginger because
Hmm.
कोई एक कार्टून होता था वो टाइम पे, some girl called Ginger was there.
Hmm. Hmm.
I used to very from far only feed this uh, dog. And one day my sister wasn't there, so I said अभी जिंजर को दूध देने जाना है, नीचे नीचे गया. And then Ginger did not recognize me. बुड्ढी थी थोड़ी, and I think she had cataract and shit, so she couldn't recognize. I came out of nowhere. She got startled and she started like barking and chasing. at me. So I was like terrified. तो 3 दिन फिर मैंने उसको खिलाया नहीं कुछ खाना. Okay. Because I was like वो मारने आने वाली है, वो
mm,
पागल हो गई है, etc.
mm,
etc.
mm, mm,
Then I think on the fourth day, my sister and I was sitting at home and we were like, हम लोग तो यहाँ पे दूध पी रहे हैं, which we hate in this Bournvita. वो
mm,
बेचारी इतने पागलों जैसे पीती है.
mm,
So then we like were like, okay, it's unfair, and then we like pushed our fears aside and started feeding her. And she passed away, etc., etc. And then here and there, whenever I saw a dog, because of what I learned at like 8 or 9 by my older sister,
mm,
I would be like, okay, cool, nicer to like more empathetic to stray dogs. I wasn't doing anything actively. Then when we were like, I think 2016 or 17, when Anna and I were dating, she wanted to get a pet dog. मैंने उसको बोला इंडी डॉग ले लो. Okay, we didn't know much about dogs. We were like, I was like, बोलते हैं कि इंडी डॉग लेना चाहिए. She's got a small house. Okay, तो किसी ने उसको बोला कि get a small breed dog, and तभी उसको उसको भी इतना नहीं मालूम था कि breed dogs, adoption, this and that.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
so we called one lady. So I don't want to say her name, but she's like does a lot of stuff for like stray dog welfare, and we called her up. तो
mm,
उसने फिर जाके बताया हम लोग को कि yeah, don't get stray dogs. Indie dogs are crazy. They cause fights amongst families. They are very manipulative.
mm,
And I was just I was just listening to this and I was like, are you serious? Who's this lady? And we both were like, if she is in so many news articles, she might know,
mm,
right? So then and then I looked around. फिर we got our older dog from a breeder. Okay,
mm,
Shih Tzu. And frankly, that poor boy, Chico, he was also, I would say, rescued only from that asshole because he, इतना छोटा सा, 100 ticks on his body. And we didn't even understand ticks कैसे मारते हैं. So we are plucking them out without, by causing scabs on his body. बेचारा बच्चा है. So the more you see this little puppy in pain, the more you start empathizing for this dog, right? It's just becoming different people, fully centered to him. Well, also the kids, dude, you were like 22, 21. Okay. And like our whole life and worries became about this guy. Then in the next couple of months, we saw him from being this like bag of bones with like scabs all over him to become this little Shahenshah with a coat and like he's spoiled. Okay, तो उसको चिकन विकन मिल रहा है तो वो 4 पीस खा रहा है बॉइल्ड चिकन का, 4 पीस बोनलेस का खा रहा है और फिर वेस्ट करते जा रहा है. Okay, so every day he's wasting that food. So I was like, listen, Anna, I don't think हम लोग vegetarians हैं, okay,
mm.
and it's not like you can take your dog's food and put it into like butter chicken, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, this is just going waste. I was like, when I was a kid, I used to feed some stray dogs outside my house. I think chicken हम लोग दे सकते हैं कोई एक stray dog को. So then we walked out, and there was one Motu sa stray dog outside, one Punjab Singh in Beach Candy. Okay,
Mm,
okay, and this Punjab Singh is shut down. That dog has made his whole career out of sitting and guilting people outside Punjab Singh and getting paneer. Okay, okay, and the Punjab Singh is shut down. So अभी वो मतलब वो ऐसे he's in losses now. He's got a loose fat. He's starving. He's looking around. He's wondering who he can guilt. His game is over.
yeah.
So then we went to him and we were like, ठीक है, तू chicken खा ले. So we started feeding him. His name was Rocky. Okay, we were feeding Rocky for like 3 days, 4 days. Dude, out of nowhere, like different dogs started showing up.
Mm,
They were like, oh, you guys got the chicken. So now we can't say no to the other ones, right?
mm,
So then Henna's mom was like, ठीक है, मेरे को क्या है, मैं तो वैसे भी घर के डॉग के लिए चिकन बना रही हूँ, तुम लोग नीचे जाते हो तो थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा बना के तुम लोग को दे देती हूँ.
mm,
And then, bro, slowly, we started feeding like 40-ish dogs in the area, dude. Because then they just were like around. Then we started doing like vaccinations and this and that. Then, then Hedda got one more dog. Matlab, see, I was the boyfriend, so they were like my stepchildren at the time. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
But I would spend a lot of time with dogs. And then when we got married, the dogs were in our house.
yeah.
And I also, when we were looking, भाई हम लोग को तो मतलब as comics we have a lot more work around Bandra side and all. But I still looked around Beach Candy because I was like, now we feed 40 dogs. We can't just up and leave. Yeah,
Abandon them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So then we found, when we got married and we had to look for a house, we rented a house here only.
Mm,
And we still, throughout the lockdown, we looked after them. Many have passed. Many have given birth to puppies, and we made those puppies also We've gotten some adopted. Bro, I'll tell you, one puppy got adopted by Rekha Bhardwaj. Vishal Bhardwaj's family was adopted.
Mm, mm,
One got adopted. बेचारी, she was इतनी छोटी सी puppy lying outside, वो मुच्छड़ पान वाला के बाहर पड़ी थी, and
mm,
those street dwellers were unwilling to let her out. They were
mm,
like, नहीं हमारी है, और we were like, भाई आप अपने आप को नहीं संभाल पा रहे हो, इसको जाने दो, let us put her up for adoption. They said नहीं. So then, bro, my wife is very G, dude. My wife, next morning, she was like, I'm not going to let them decide. She walked in through them, picked up the puppy, took him to the vet, got him vaccinated, got adopted by this very nice girl who was here in Bombay, but she got a job in Canada. And she said, I want to take something with me. I don't want to be alone in Canada.
mm.
That indie dog who was lying almost like dehydrated outside Muchad Panwala is like a full coat fur dog playing in snow in Canada every day. So
No.
yeah. Dude, dude, we have some crazy stories of some dogs getting adopted. So sometimes, like, sometimes people are like, hey, share this. And it feels to me like, share to kar dunga, but people are assholes. No one wants to really give a dog a home. Everyone's so busy with their own life. But then small stories like this one day,
Mm,
dude, एक मैं तेरे को एक story बताता हूँ. One dog we had, Sprite his name was. Okay, एक्चुअली वी स्टिल हैव, बट क्या हो गया था, स्प्राइट यहाँ पे रास्ते पे हम लोग उसको रोज खिलाते थे. वो लॉकडाउन में पागल हो गया था बिकॉज़ ही वाज अ वेरी स्कैर्ड डॉग. Okay,
mm,
so he was a very nervous dog. He used to stay in his lane. He used to not move outside of his
mm,
comfort zone. In the lockdown, he realized that he can just walk and run wherever he can.
mm,
So he started running around and he went crazy. And middle of the night, we get a call that from a lady who, some rich lady around this area, the BMW full speed has gone and hit him. Okay, and she's only called and she's saying, "Oh God, I did this. I want to help. I f***ed up this and that." And we said, "I mean, it's nice that you're owning up, but abhi ye ho gaya, so let's go to the hospital." Hospital, my doc is saying that it'll take this much for the surgery, and this lady, like, this is like 1,000 crore, 1,200 crore rich. Like, this is somebody who I Googled afterwards, okay?
mm,
And doctor said that this is the amount, and then she was like, in full guilt, she paid it, okay? And she was like, none of y'all, I don't want all to raise money. I don't want any of y'all to pay. I did this. Okay. We'll save this dog. Dog is getting slightly better. Next day, the doctor says it's going to be a long journey, but theek ho jayega. We need to pay for a leg operation or some shit. And then he says the price of the operation, which was, I think, 1.5 lakh or something. He said, "Oh, that's too much money. Doctor, is it cheaper to put him down?" So we were like, you. You can't run over this dog, and then decide for him if he needs to be put down. तो
mm,
फिर उसको फिर हम लोग ने भगा दिया, और फिर लॉकडाउन में कैसे भी करके पैसे जमा करके इधर उधर से हम लोग ने भी थोड़ा डाला, पीपल ऑफ फुट, एंड देन वी गॉट हिम ऑपरेटेड. He
mm,
recovered a lot, but his hind legs were paralyzed. So he
mm,
was in a shelter for very long. And we're trying to get him adopted. And it's very tough. Adult dog,
mm,
वो भी indie, वो भी paralyzed legs. So much maintenance, not getting adopted. Out of nowhere, dude, second year of the lockdown, while we're still circulating, और भाई मैंने सब कॉमिक्स को दिया है, आपको भी दिया होगा, आपने भी शेयर किया, आई थिंक everybody I've asked to share Sprite ka, but Sprite ka was very difficult to get out of. Out of nowhere, second year of the lockdown, Ratan Tata shares it, not as a story, as a post. Ratan Tata shares it.
uh,
Okay, तो उसको देख के आई थिंक जॉन इब्राहिम एंड देन बमन ईरानी, और तो फिर उसका शेयर करके we got a call suddenly from this nice lady in Noida called Kaveri Rana. She she's got like 2 bungalows out there, and she's turned a house into Sophie Animal Trust.
yeah, yeah.
So paralyzed animals from all over the country, she'll adopt them and just take care of them in a house. So she adopted Sprite. तो मेरा जब भी दिल्ली में शो होता है ना, मेरे साथ आती है, हम लोग एक दिन एक्स्ट्रा रह जाते हैं, नोएडा जाते हैं, कावेरी को मिलते हैं, एंड वी मीट स्प्राइट आल्सो.
Oh man.
Yeah. And he remembers us completely. And once we took a very long break to come back, he visibly showed like
Yeah,
anger, like
yeah.
kitna time, like those taujis ka do na, that itne time baad aaye ho.
Correct.
Yeah, man. So I think it's a really big part of like who I am right now. On its own, it became.
Beautiful. What a sweet start to this season and this episode, Ronak. Oh my God. Such wonderful stories. Oh my God. Okay, Ronak, now that we are talking of animals, okay, you went to
Yes,
Masai
yes, yes.
Mara, one of the things that has been on my list since forever, but I've never done this. Please tell me, please tell me about that trip, please.
By I can't tell you. I'm not even lying to you. I've never had a better trip in my life. This is the best vacation I've taken. Bhai, I've never had a better trip in my life. I could not believe. I went in with zero expectations.
Hmm,
Uh, because एक तो मतलब as much as I'm like very fond of the animals I interact with,
hmm,
it's not like I am like भाई एक बार kangaroo को तो मिलना ही मिलना होगा. I'm just like okay cool. The only thing I really do want to see though, I want to see वो क्या है वो वो ये जो अमीर लोग करते हैं मेरे स्कूल में जो अमीर बच्चों ने किया है वहाँ शिप में जाके किधर
whale
कोई
watching.
वेल वेल वाचिंग the whale.
Whale.
That's one thing I really do want to see.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've done that.
okay,
Yeah,
you've done that. How is it, dude?
I've done that. It was surreal. I have it.
Yeah,
It's
I can
one
imagine.
time.
I can imagine. हाँ,
Yeah.
yeah. तो मुझे वो करना है लाइफ में. But I never like thought like कुछ जंगल सफारी करना है. Henna's been wanting to do it for the longest time. Okay, तो नायरोबी में शो था. तो I was like, okay, so and I'm going to Nairobi of all the places for a show. So you might as well join me, and then we'll do Masai Mara
Yeah.
along with it. And she was like, dude, we're already going to Europe next month. Okay, do you want to really spend money on Masai Mara? And uh, basically, अभी यूके एम्स्टर्डम में शोज के लिए जा रहा हूँ. तो आई वाज लाइक वो
Hmm.
तो काम के लिए जा रहा हूँ और ये भी काम है. Just buy the wave, यार.
Yeah.
So I convinced her, and then you know that Hannah was like, you know, the thing is, I've really always wanted to go to Masai Mara, and I was like, I know you do. So let's just go. And I was acting like, you know, I'm doing this for my wife. I really don't care, bro. I can't tell you. I made it all about myself. I can't tell you. I had so much fun. I had so much. I couldn't believe it because, dude, first, you we finished whatever Nairobi, which is very Bombay like.
Hmm.
So, which is very Bombay like. So I was like, okay, nice, we're in a different place.
Hmm.
Culturally, there is a few things that you get to learn, and then I'll be on my way to see this thing that my wife wants to see.
Hmm.
I'm such a gentleman,
Hmm.
bro. So, एक तो Nairobi में we saw some cool things. We saw the Sheldrick's Trust.
Hmm.
Sheldrick's Trust is they adopt and rehabilitate uh, orphaned elephants.
Hmm.
Okay, so that they can teach the elephant how to be in the wild.
Hmm.
Uh, so you know, there's it's like all jungle and then one muddy area which has a fence. We as tourists get to stand behind that fence.
Hmm.
Okay, and then they were like, okay, we're calling the herds of these orphaned elephants
Hmm.
out here. तो फिर हम लोग के सामने थोड़ा दूध पिलाया, and then they explained to us, this one came from here, this one was rescued like this, so we got okay. And those elephants are like very like they're trying to rub themselves onto us and do this thing.
Hmm.
The thing is, I felt like, oh, am I doing something wrong? Because this feels like a zoo. You know, this feels like
Hmm.
those Thai sedated animals. But they kept on like explaining that this is all ethical. We're all just doing it for the good of these animals. And then वहाँ पे जंगल है, वहाँ पे वो खुद चले जाते हैं when they feel like.
Hmm.
So they stay with us when they want any facilitation, but we don't give them too much human affection so that they don't become domesticated.
Correct. Correct.
फिर वहां से फिर हम लोग एक similar टाइप के जिराफ मैनोर में गए थे,
Hmm.
which is also where you get to see like giraffes. And dude, giraffes, and it's crazy because like we're on an elevated place
Hmm.
and the giraffe is basically eye to eye with you.
Hmm.
Okay, and you get to feed the giraffe, then giraffe can go back in the jungle and do it. But like giraffes from down, they look so like timid like creatures, but up close they look f***ing angry. They look like they can spearhead you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, oh, cool. This is animals. Now this is up close and personal. So I think whatever is in the jungle won't be like this.
Hmm.
Then the next day we took a flight and then we landed straight in the middle of nowhere, bro. In the middle of a jungle. There's no strip, nothing, no duty free store, no lounge. Okay, the Amex card doesn't get you anything there. Okay, it lands and I walked out of the plane and मेरे आगे बस gazelles और wildebeest देख रहे हैं मेरे को. And I
Wow.
was like, what the f***, where have I reached? Okay, not anything in sight. Okay, just like animals, just staring. Uh, and I got actually very scared. Okay, and Hannah was very mentally prepared and very excited. Like she knows exactly how to look and what will happen.
Mm,
I didn't take too much interest in the planning part. I was like, "तेरे को जो करना है, वो कर लेंगे."
mm,
Right?
mm,
She was very prepared. She was just like, "Oh, where's the guide? Where's the car to pick us up?" And
mm,
I'm just staring at these animals, dude.
mm,
So then हम लोग गए कैंप में गए. Basically, you stay in tents, and
mm,
these tents are like as non-intrusive into the animals. It's basically
mm.
they believe that we are on their property.
Correct, correct.
Okay. Best thing that happened, our camp, we reached early check-in. और bro, अभी अर्ली चेक इन मतलब 11 बजे पहुंच गए ना. जंगल के बीच में थोड़ी ना वो रिसेप्शनिस्ट बोलेगा कि 2 बजे तक बाहर रुको. ओके. so so they gave us the room. Okay. And my wife was like, is this the best view? Is there a better view from the this thing? And we could see little forest outside.
Mm,
And that guy was like, actually, you know what? There is nobody here yet, so I can give you an upgrade. And he gave us the honeymoon suite. Okay, bro, right outside, we could see a hippo pool. Okay, and dude, hippos are fucking stinky. Okay, you can see the bubbles coming out of the pool because they're farting throughout. Okay, but it was great, and we had enough room freshener. No, that's fine.
mm,
We're seeing these hippos, and hippos also very bichara. They're like we pop ourselves outside the window, na, then they will see us, and then they will all like pop themselves back into the water. Like we don't want to fuck around with this human.
mm,
उसके बाद में देन ये साइड से वो है, वो साइड से सवानास का व्यू है. Okay,
mm,
एक साइड पॉन्ड, एक साइड सवानास का व्यू. So one day we saw like baboons just walking around. One day we saw had elephants come all the way to our tent. It was crazy. Okay, bro, and it's nuts. फिर दिन में 2 बार सफारी पे जाते हैं. एक अर्ली मॉर्निंग सफारी at like 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30. Okay, we
mm.
watch the sun rising, and dude, it's everything you've seen in Lion King. Okay,
Yeah.
it looks crazy. Okay,
Mm,
we saw lions just hanging out. We almost saw a hunt. We so the guide is amazing. You can just ask him anything. You can just be like, "What is that plant?" He'll stop. He'll take you out, play with the plant, show you this leaf is like this, that is like this. And the best part was he was also like a very fun, entertaining guy.
mm, mm,
Okay,
mm,
uh, the camp that I went to was called Olare Kempinski, which was actually a very costly place. But the reason it's costly is because it is fenceless. So
mm,
because it's fenceless, animals walk in and walk out of the premises also. So if after sunset you want to walk from your camp to the lobby, you have to intercom and
mm,
you have to say ki, please send a guard to take me. Okay.
mm,
And the guards have a gun, and obviously not to shoot the animal. But if
mm,
like a bull is charging at you because he wants to protect himself in the dark, the guy will shoot the gun on top. कि ऊपर
mm.
करेगा, so the bull feels a little scared and runs the other direction.
Oh, okay, okay.
हाँ,
Mm,
okay, but they never had to do any of that.
mm,
In fact, there was another Indian dude who was there with me, who I was like in the safari, so I became friends with him.
mm,
Oh, he was in another tent where a hippo was just in the middle of the night rubbing himself onto the tent. Okay, so he called and he complained, saying, guys, I think there's an animal outside. And they told him, no, the hippo is just scratching his back with your tent, wo chale jayega. Okay. So it's like they're that respectful of animals. तो भाई आई कांट टेल यू ब्रो, सब देखा, चीता देखा, लेपर्ड देखा, हंट नहीं देखा. मैंने उसको
mm,
बोला एक हंट दिखा दे. भाई आई हैव सीन द लाइक अ जिराफ carcass and hyenas pulling flesh out of it. And dude,
mm,
hyenas are crazy, dude. They're nuts.
mm,
They're like I saw like a pack of 40 hyenas who they, and that they're a family of 40 hyenas moved together. Okay, and they're disgusting. They just got blood all over their mouth. They'll go for the bones. They'll go for anything. So basically they're all eating out of the stomach of that giraffe, right?
mm,
So there was one who was trying to get in, not being able to get in, right?
mm,
Because he was maybe the runt of that litter. So he went to the giraffe's face, which is not the fleshy part, and he bit the jaw off. So you like we were sitting and we were like, and we were like, dude, these guys are gross. But of course,
Yeah.
yeah, that's just their job.
Yeah.
Bro,
Right.
क्या नहीं देखा, dude? Bro, and also I like there are things that like दिन में while the sun is out, they don't take you out for safari because animals don't go out in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Animals actually go out at night.
Mm-hmm.
And like मेरे को सच्ची में ये like I realize that we've been brainwashed to think that the early bird catches the worm, but that's because the early bird sleeps through the day. And, we wake up and we just fucking do our whole day thinking I'm the early bird. They're sleeping, bro.
Man, crazy. But like one moment, Ronak, like one animal, like if you have to pick from this whole trip, कि मैंने इसको देखा wi- सामने मेरे सामने था ये. Was it that giraffe
Uh,
moment in your face, or was it the pack
no,
of
no, no, no.
tigers?
I don't know. All those experiences in Nairobi, where I pet the elephant and I fed the giraffe, I thought those were surreal moments, but those were very tame compared to actually being in the wild.
Correct.
Okay, but yes, we did see one giraffe. Okay, wait, I have one surreal moment and one moment of realizing that I relate to this animal. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
surreal moment is वो बताया ना आपको कि guards को बुलाना बुलाना होता है. So we're eating dinner, and then we tell the guard to take us back to our camp, and he's just walking, and we are looking down because and it's dark, it's pitch dark. There's no headlights here, right? So he's got a torch. So we are looking at the floor, thinking, ki, hey, we don't want a,
Mm-hmm.
a mouse or a snake, okay? And the guard tells us, oh, don't worry, just look in front and keep walking. So we look up and we see a giraffe right in front of us in the middle of the night.
Oh.
Bro, right in front of us. And this giraffe, this guy, he points the torch at him. And the giraffe is also like, oh shit, insan, yuck. Backtracks, just moonwalks back. Okay. And then because he backtracked, so the thing is, it's all dark, right? So we can just see where the torch is pointing. So the
Mm-hmm.
torch points at him back into the forest,
Mm-hmm.
where there are like 5 giraffes just
Yeah.
hanging out right in front of us. And
Oh.
like I was like, shit, like what if we're pissing them off? What if they turn around? They're like, just walk. Don't worry, just walk. So he told me that if this giraffe sees you in the middle of the jungle, he will think you're a threat and he will try to attack you. But he knows that this is the spot where the humans hide. So he will not with you because if he with us, he thinks that he will not get shelter here again. He
Mm.
needs to hide here because lions come out at night to hunt. So they all come here and hide. Which is why even that hippo was scratching his back here because the lions come out to hunt it.
It's like literally being in a Planet Earth episode, you know?
Bro, I can't tell you. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, bro.
Oh
I
man.
couldn't believe what I was seeing. Okay, and the second animal that I that
Relate.
I relate to the most, bro. I I don't understand. I don't understand why people get like lion ka tattoo and all. They should find out which animal they really are. Okay, okay. Warthogs, Timon and Pumbaa.
Hmm.
They're called Pumbaa in Swahili. Okay,
Ah, yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, so this Pumbaa basically the lion desires eating the Pumbaa the least. Okay, it's the easiest snack and it's not the yummiest. Okay, this is what my guide is to me. I might be wrong, but it's facts
Hmm.
according to me because my guide. Okay, but the Pumbaa basically is easy snacks when the lion has nothing to do.
Hmm.
So he will run away. Okay,
Hmm.
but his attention span is so bad that he will run away from the lion. He will see grass and then he will start eating grass, which makes the lion come back and get him. Okay, so
No.
I was like, the amount of times I
Ah.
have I have forgiven people who have wronged me because I forgot that they wronged me. You're like, does this happen to you? Are you like ever nice to like a relative who was a and then afterwards you're like, अरे हाँ ये चाचा जी ने तो
ये
बेइज्जती
वो
किया था last.
oh, hilarious.
I was like,
Oh,
bro, I'm the Pumbaa. I want to be the lion, but unfortunately, I'm a Pumbaa.
oh man. Oh, oh man. Okay, there is a bit that I have, Ronak, about school. Okay, something I've been doing for years now. Okay,
Uh,
and I finally decided to record that bit. Record
uh,
that bit very recently in Bangalore. Okay, and what are the odds, Ronak? What are the odds that I've been doing that bit for 7, 8 years now? And I finally decide to record that bit. And the
uh,
person on whose the bit is based has attended first show ever, and it is that show where
bro, no.
I couldn't believe my luck. Like I finished the show, he came and he realized. The best part was he realized. I met him after
Uh,
the show and I'm like, X, whatever his
uh,
name that's very
uh.
far from this. Rahul. Okay. I said, Rahul, bhai, you realize that whole school story was you? And he's like, bhai, yes. And I'm like, oh my, I'm like, my God, what are the odds that you've come for this show? Oh
No
my,
way.
it was insane.
Yeah, that's like a cosmic blessing.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
yeah, it's a perfect circle loop
yeah,
close.
yeah. Okay, Ronak, we've spoken about travel, talked about beautiful thing called dogs. I just want to touch upon another topic that we've touched in like previous episodes as well. If I remember correctly, I think Urut spoke about it at length and also Abish, I think. But yeah, we have. I want to talk about therapy, Ronak. I have,
Uh,
oh, am now getting deja vu of who I spoke with. But anyway, I have never gone to a therapist, and
you should.
yeah,
Desperate needed, bro. I hate how you behave with us.
yeah. But I feel, and that's why I feel very curious. That's why I'm saying I really want
uh,
to know all my friends' journeys with therapists, and people often say
uh,
that it's like gym for your mind. Like it's not like you don't have to be, like you don't have to fall sick to go to a gym. Like it's one of those things that
uh,
keeps your body well, and therapy is like that, keeps your mind, better, for lack of a better word.
right.
But what's been your journey with therapy, Ronak? You went, you
I
stopped.
can't I can't relate with that. It's like a gym thing because
Hmm.
I feel like I feel like कभी कभी कुछ topic नहीं होता है बात करने को bro because it's like we spoke about this last time. You told me the solution.
Hmm.
I've not acted on it yet,
Hmm.
but I've taken cognizance. Now again, sitting and crying about it for you to say कि get your life together by doing X, Y, Z is just a waste of everyone's time.
Hmm.
I feel personally, I've done therapy in bouts,
Hmm.
and it's helped me in bouts, and then I've stopped.
Hmm.
Uh, this last bout of this last bout of therapy that I have done has gotten me a bit of clarity that I wanted,
Hmm.
but I feel like I have stopped now. I've, bro. The fact is that it has helped me, but I
Hmm.
don't want it to help me too much.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because,
Hmm. Hmm.
bro, we reached a point.
Hmm.
We reached a point where my therapist started talking to me about, like, Ronak, you're a person who holds grudges.
Hmm.
Okay, you have to let go of grudges. And I was like, भाई मैंने पूरा change कर दिया अपने आप को आपके लिए.
Hmm.
The one thing I'm holding on to. I feel personally that I don't know. I is this true to you? Do you feel like when you hold a grudge against someone, you have some motivation to do some work to prove that person wrong, and those are positive results in your life.
Yeah. That's like some of those old cliched things, but it is the most amazing feeling. Like when people say no, like best kind of revenge is success. I really think
Yeah.
so. I really think so.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, bro.
totally.
Bro. First of all, I I started doing comedy when I was like 15 years old. Okay, so and this is like when comedy was not like internet woke, and so everyone bullied me a lot. Okay, but there's enough
Hmm.
comics who bullied me a lot who are like,
Hmm.
okay, he's doing kind of nicely in his career now, so we'll talk to him with a certain amount of
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
you're one of us. Okay, all
Hmm.
right. I went to a school where all my friends were like, fucking, my parents, my dad had this like idea that if I put him in a school with the rich kids, then
Hmm.
he will become rich kid or some shit. Okay,
Hmm.
but the only thing it did was like it fucked with my self-esteem because everybody was richer, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So like every time I am trying to like like be demotivated from working, I remind myself that yeah, all those rich need to be shown that I too can have access to money. So I get up and go to office or whatever, like our stand-up
Hmm.
version of office.
Hmm.
Uh, I just feel like everything that I hold on to people as a grudge has only made me better
Yeah.
because I have then used that to be like, abhi sab hai. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so my therapist was like, stop holding grudges. You need. So I was like, okay, then how do I stay motivated? She was like, you need to want to do things because you want to do it. I was like, I don't want to do shit for myself. I'm happy being lazy, dude.
Yeah.
I I'm just a product. Anything
Hmm.
I'm doing is just a product of trying to prove other people wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I am not trying to prove myself wrong. Okay. I have accepted that I am uninterested in doing
Yeah.
anything. I feel like too much therapy is also not good.
Yeah. No, no, I
At least in my
no,
case.
but I completely get that. It's very, end of the day, we are humans with certain, percentages of whatever people, whatever label they want to put, like good, bad,
Huh.
devil, flaws, perfection,
Yeah.
whatever that can be. And I think that needs to be preserved to a certain extent. I'm not saying you
Yeah.
have to become a monster overnight, but certain level of things like holding grudges so it motivates you, uh, and other such small things which have positive impact on your life. Bhai. Matlab, it's not
Yeah.
like a serial killer bunny. It's not a documentary on Ronak how he went back to kill all of these guys. It's a documentary
Yeah.
how Ronak succeeded with a motivation where he had the choice of not doing certain things and chilling instead. So why do you want
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, because frankly, there are enough times that I'm like, because see, I know some people who have made Zen with their life. They're like, okay, I just need to work this much in a month, and then I'll survive with this much, and then I'll just chill.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
and like I'm I'm more of like I'm obsessed with like my work, right?
Hmm.
Like I feel guilty if I'm not working.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, because then the guilt is always the voice in my head saying, "Oh, that 10-year-old kid who got bullied by rich kids." You know what I'm saying? So if I just let go of that, then what will I have? I will do nothing. I don't want to be content in life, bro.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, 100. I totally agree. Like the bully part can be a certain other, like the stories can change for all of us. I have to be that kid who went through this, that this can be anything.
Right, right,
That
right.
versus the motivation. That is the guilty voice at the back saying, bhai, yaad hai wo din. And that din can be
Yeah,
anything. That din
yeah, yeah,
can
yeah.
be relative who came and said ki bhai, Ronak to kuch nahi karega life mein, for example.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh,
Like,
oh,
okay,
all
yeah.
those relatives who used to say रोना कुछ नहीं करेगा. When I started doing stand up, वो like इतनी गंदी गंदी चीजें बोलते हैं उसके वीडियोस देखे. And now if like a real shows up in their algo and they're like, send it to my dad saying, first of all, my dad is also one of those relatives. Just by the way, okay, go send it to my dad saying, we are very proud of your son and what he has achieved. और यहाँ पे मैं और गालियां दे रहा हूँ. But now you're okay with it because the capitalist structure of society allows it. You. So, so
Oh,
like,
man.
like, like, actually, a lot of those kids from my school couldn't understand why I resented them also. Because they were just like, I
Yeah,
can tell you the story, okay?
yeah.
The story is that मैं अपने दोस्त को बोल रहा हूँ कि bro, did you watch Pokemon yesterday? Okay, convent school, South Bombay rich kid school.
Hmm.
Okay, we talk in English. Okay, you talk in Hindi, you'll get bullied.
Hmm.
Okay, so I was like, did you watch Pokemon yesterday? Pokemon is going on only in Hindi. It's dubbed in Hindi. There's no Tata Sky,
Hmm.
right? And he says, what? You watch Pokemon in Hindi? I was like, yeah, that's it
Yeah.
goes on in Hindi, bro. What's wrong with it, dude? It's a great show.
Hmm.
Okay, and like there's like a understanding that okay, we will get bullied with each other अगर हिंदी में बात करेंगे, but घर पे तो माँ बाप के साथ तो हिंदी में बात करते हैं ना.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm I'm saying, like, did you watch Pokemon yesterday? He was like, you watch it in Hindi, and I was like, bro, तेरे पास इतने Pokemon के bags है, pencil boxes है. I thought you also watch.
Hmm.
He said, yeah, I watched, bro. I watched it on the summer vacation when I went to my aunt's house in Boston. I was like, how do you how do you compete with this guy? मेरे पास aunt ही नहीं है. Get aunt in Boston. So I was like, you traveled across the globe to watch it in English. How will I compete with you, bro? So all of these guys don't know really why I resented them. But then, like, as soon as like school got over, I was not too much in like touch with my school friends. Okay, now as an adult, thoda going to therapy, thoda being able to afford things myself, having my own independence, I have a little more confidence. Okay, so now when I talk to these friends, I talk to them as like, oh, we're talking to each other. So now when I get invited to their parties and shit, okay, uh, it's really weird because like they all look at me like, oh wow, Ronak, we see your videos all the time. You're doing really nice. Oh, you're friends with these guys. Oh, you're and I'm just like, yeah, bro. Yeah, this is why I work hard so I can come once a year to this party and make you feel like you are not doing enough because your father has made you complacent with his money. uh, but
Yeah.
so if I'm not chasing that feeling, what I'll do, bro?
Yeah. No, absolutely with you on this. But thank you so much, Ronak. As always, wonderful talking to you. I traveled in my mind to Masai Mara and then a little bit about therapy and then love for dogs. Now we are going to the fun last part of the
Let's go,
episode,
bro.
which is called rapid fire. Essentially, format is very simple, classic rapid fire. I'll ask you question after question, 10 questions total. You don't have to
Ah,
think. You have to answer the first thing that came to your mind.
let's
All
go.
basic favorite gay, favorite wo. We'll come back to the answers in case you feel like adding one or two lines more about it. Okay?
Hmm.
Okay, rapid fire with Ronak Rajani. Favorite Indian comic?
Biswa.
This one. Favorite relationship advice?
Favorite relationship advice? Hmm. Um, Babe, bro, this is what my wife was always. My wife was giving the best relationship advice. Once she told me that just stuck with me. She was just like, "It's just us against the world." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. It's
Yes.
all, you and I are all that we have.
You and I are all that we are. Yes. It's
That we
just us.
have. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just us."
Favorite Indian comedy special.
Favorite Indian comedy special. It's gotta be this dude. It's gotta be. Bro, I said this was so. Actually, I didn't have a definitive answer on who my favorite comic is because there are some very fun, great comics, and there are some uh, great comics who we know them as people, so we dislike their comedy because they're people. So,
Yeah.
but like I thought of this one because the special that I just saw, yaar, Mood Kharab, uh,
Ah,
Mood Kharab, Mood Kharab, bro. It's so funny, dude. It's so like you. I just came to do this, and I'm out. I don't care about you. I love that about it.
yeah. I saw the taping.
Oh, you
Right.
saw the taping? You were there in
Yeah.
London for
It
it.
was crazy because we had to reach London in time for the taping. We landed, then we went to one metro with our Saman Mama, went out, then Rishi
Best,
went to Soho with four big luggages, Manvi and I. Anyway, back to these later.
best.
Favorite movie, Ronak?
Favorite movie. Favorite movie has got to be. Bro, I hate saying this, bro. I keep trying to find some more character in myself, but I'm a cliche, bro. My favorite movie is Godfather.
Oh,
I fucking love that movie, dude.
yes. One quality you wish you had, like you think it's missing. I wish I was dash. I was more dash.
I really genuinely wish I could be one of those people who wants to go to work without trying to prove someone wrong.
Hmm.
Because I don't relate to it, bro. I don't get it. You know
Yeah.
those people who are like, काम करना क्योंकि ये मेरा कर्म
Correct.
है.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-motivated. Yeah. Okay. One thing you love about being a comedian.
Uh, the the freedom, man. The
Freedom.
freedom to just
Mm,
say whatever the you feel like.
mm,
Just get up and make any show you want.
mm.
Uh, any type of show. You just feel like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm
Mm.
just gonna do it. It's the
Yeah.
best, dude.
Yeah. Absolutely. Favorite book, Ronak?
Favorite book. Uh, I am currently. I finished reading this one, dude. Uh, अपना रिक बताता हूँ, उसका नाम बताता
Hmm.
हूँ, क्रिएटिव एक्ट बाय रिक रूबिन.
Great.
It was the creative the creative act, a way of being by Rick Rubin.
Hmm.
It's very Osho-esque. It's very
Hmm.
this book I read it 2 weeks ago, and
Hmm.
it has really impacted me. I've really been thinking a lot about it.
Hmm.
It has a lot to do with this idea that I was telling you,
Hmm.
that काम करो क्योंकि ये आपका कर्म है. The bee will go to the flowers because that's what he does. So the artist has to just go and do his art because he does. And it's very philosophical about it because we live right now in such a time where it's like we have managers and we have uh,
Hmm.
people telling us that, okay, this is your reach and these are your views and this is your cost
Hmm.
and this is how I can pitch you. This is how you're a deck. So you forget that we are actually free artists.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
We're actually living the best life.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this book is a sort of reminder about that.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Last, most inspiring person in your life.
Most
Person who inspires
inspiring.
you the most. Hmm.
My mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
she's a very principled woman.
Hmm.
She's she's very always stand up for what's right. Don't fear. In many scenarios in her stories. She's David, and it's like I don't care. I'm right, so
Hmm.
I don't care about Goliath. I'm gonna fight because it's right.
Hmm.
So and like a lot of people maybe like me feel like yeah what's right is right, but when you
Hmm.
see someone walk the talk you feel like yeah man, you even if just thinking it's right is not enough, you have to just go and fight for what's right. So
Hmm.
uh, I think she's inspired me a lot, and like
Hmm.
it's like a mentor of sorts. Like if I ever tell her कि मेरे साथ ये गलत हुआ है, she's always like have the courage to fight it. It's okay, what will happen, you lose work na, but don't stand up for what's wrong, don't support what's. I love that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Wow.
yeah, that's the kind of thing I look up to. Like I would want, this is that same Mufasa Simba analogy. I would want someone younger than me to look at me and be like, okay, at least I could impart this to them. So
Yeah.
she's imparted that to me, and it has like really given me a lot of courage.
Hmm. 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 Man, what a beautiful note again to end the episode, Ronak. I think you explained all your answers also in brief, like, of course, mother-in-law, Patrick CC, creative act, freedom to say whatever you want as a comic, self-motivation we discussed in detail, which brings us to
Yeah.
our next, which is your favorite movie. And just Ronak, since you said ki yaar, I'll go back to one of those cliche answers. I had something with IMDb very recently on a stream, and they asked me to recommend one movie, and I was like, I'm
Uh,
so sorry for being that guy, but whenever you ask me this question, I will always say The Godfather. I cannot recommend any other movie over The Godfather. I can watch Godfather anytime,
yeah.
any.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Ronak, couple of lines from you on The Godfather.
Um, Dude, I just feel like the, the movie is such that like it's not supposed to be comfort movie material,
Yeah.
right? It's so. But I watch it like on a Sunday. I have nothing to do. मैं चालू कर देता हूँ, and just and both even Sopranos and Godfather, it could have been made yesterday,
Hmm.
and it would still have the cultural impact that it had back then. Like, bro, I did not get into Star Wars. Okay, I couldn't get into it
Hmm.
uh, because like I was just like very lame. But then my friend, मतलब मैंने college में देखा था, तो then my friend's father who was a big Star Wars fan was like, हम लोग के टाइम में हम लोग ने कुछ नहीं देखा था.
Hmm.
All like sci-fi science fiction that you have seen is a derivative of Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why you're not impressed by this base level stuff anymore. But
Hmm.
if this wasn't there, that wouldn't be there. But
Hmm.
Godfather is not like that, dude.
Yeah.
It's still impressive till today.
Yeah.
Uh, it's
So,
uh,
yeah. Yeah. I
it's
have,
got
yeah, yeah. I have a feeling we will need one more episode. Maybe I'll call you Ronak on KV Talkie
uh,
about all the things to just discuss
yeah,
Godfather, Sopranos and all. Because while you were saying, I was like, till date, Ronak, till date, and you will relate to this. When Michael
uh,
goes to that bathroom, okay,
uh, uh,
getting goosebumps. I get
Yeah.
1 second of scare कि यार गन तो रखा है ना यहाँ पे. Although having
Oh,
seen it
yeah.
1,000 times, I'm still like bye 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 please 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 गन है ना. Okay है मिल गया मिल गया मिल गया. Oh,
You know what part gets me going? When uh, when Sonny goes to that toll booth before he's being assassinated, I'm always like this. I'm like, क्यों जा रहा है? क्यों जा रहा है? क्यों जा रहा
thanks,
है?
Ronak. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me.
Thank you, bhai.
Always special to have you. And thank you for doing the season premiere of this episode. And all the best with
Thank you,
everything.
bhai.
Thank you, Ronak. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, bhai.